I am Jason Reeves, and I am often asked what is happening with the Royal Victoria Hall and, in a broader sense, the town centre. This presentation tries to simplify some of the detailed points made recently. As some of you know, I was involved in building a business plan that was a vision for the Royal Victoria Hall at the centre of a vibrant Southborough. The hall is still standing, but its future hangs in the balance. I am keen to keep it, but I know that there are lots of different opinions about what should happen to our historic hall, and in a larger sense the town centre. There is a consultation coming, so whatever your views, make sure you participate, as our town is about to change forever. Why does the Royal Victoria Hall evoke such a strong reaction? While the RVH is not listed, it has been part of the community for many years, and it is this connection with the past that means so much to so many people. Productions like the Panto have become a tradition where people went with their parents and now take their own children. For the users of the RVH, it is an attractive venue for performance. Many people believe that the hall was given to the people of Southborough and has been used in many different ways, including theatre, and should continue to remain part of the town. I want to give a short, understandable view of some of the questions. We have recently been presented with an alternative to the hall. There was quite a bit of feedback across the community. I have always recognised that our community has different opinions on the RVH, and it is important to me that anyone feels they can discuss openly the future of the centre of our town. Some of the current difficulties facing our town originate from when the RVH and the land around it was split between Southborough and Tunbridge Wells. This happened under the Local Government Act of 1972. From the recent meeting, some people feel what happened was wrong. However, it is not possible to easily change this, even if some people do not agree with the current situation. The current split has led to both mistrust and dispute between the councils for almost 40 years. On a very different note, your council purchased the Ridgeway playing fields from Kent when the Ridgeway School closed. Southborough claimed this land for the community, enabling them to control development on the fields, which has been great for our town and everyone who uses the Ridgeway. The agreements that have been signed by Southborough commit us to building something on the Ridgeway. The land has been combined into a joint venture run by the representatives of each council. The land is a guarantee against the public funds submitted by the three councils. Cash must be generated in order to both buy the Tesco land as well as to develop the hub. Money can only be raised by developing housing on the Ridgeway, and we need to make sure that the housing and any new civic building is worth the sacrifice of the land and possibly the RVH. Why did the RVH close? This question will keep conspiracy theory going for years to come, I am sure. The council's insurance company asked for the seats to be changed after a third accident involving the seats. If the seats could not be changed, the hall could not be insured and would need to close immediately. The seats were changed for the Panto, enabling the RVH to remain open over Christmas. There are also maintenance and structural reports referred to often. The structural report relates mainly to the garage structure behind the RVH. As a result of this report, the fire exit was closed and fenced off, but the hall could still be used. There is the theatre report from 2011 that acknowledges that the RVH is in generally structurally good condition and detailed a 5-year programme of work. Some of this work was completed, for example the rewiring, but it was also agreed that some of the work should wait. The RVH is also has been described as loss-making and costing anything from £50,000 to £200,000 a year to run. In 2 of the last 3 years, the income was more than the costs associated with the venue. To make the hall or any new venue profitable, it would need to be managed and promoted very differently in the future. Also, the council were close to agreeing the current joint venture. It made sense to take no further bookings and to avoid future disappointment. Who are the Friends of the Royal Victoria Hall? The Friends are a family of hall users and people that go to the hall. Like all families, they help each other out and have many common volunteers. They care about the hall and what it is used for, and have a long association with the hall either by use, attendance or history. The Friends have proposed to run the hall differently many times to Southborough Town Council and have always failed. Most recently, this is because of access across the Tunbridge Wells land. What happens now? Hopefully everybody has looked at the proposals for the town centre. One of them includes the RVH auditorium, but there are technical reasons why it would be difficult to run production to the same standard as previously run in Southborough. This has a direct impact on whether it is feasible to host some types of production in the same way to the same audience. The current Royal Victoria Hall, in common with many more famous theatres, creates a great connection between the audience and the stage, which makes it popular specifically for theatre. The plans also include a new flexible space that could be used for theatrical production. However, this has its own technical difficulties. You can judge for yourself if the RVH is included in the plans, or if it is just an inconvenient part of a new building. Either option relies on building on the Ridgeway, which will create its own problems and opportunities. The legal agreements your council have signed commit them to build something. We all need to decide if what we are getting and potentially losing is worth the sacrifice. Do we believe that the civic building will deliver what we need as a community? There is a planned consultation in May. I am hopeful that this will be inclusive, representative and listen to the people who will need to use the building at the heart of our community. There has also been much deviation from the original master plan consultation in 2013. You have to make sure that the feedback and the findings are actually incorporated into whatever is built. My view is that we need to maintain some link to our history, hopefully by including the RVH as part of the town centre in a way that can be used by our community and that brings people to our town for many different types of events, as it is people that make places work. Whatever your view, make sure you get involved in the consultation. Please, please, please share your views with the council and the committee that now has delegated responsibility for changing your town forever.